And so God just said, this is what my church looks like. And he said, this is why I wanted you to sell your house. So it wasn't even about me. It was about letting them have that house. And he told us at closing, he looked for a house for 2 years. Remember that?
Yeah, they've been looking for 2 years.
Even though it all happened quickly, it happened quickly because I think it was God's time and timing. So, I mean, you never know, who you're going to meet, what you can do, who you can help, who can help you. You never know. So this was truly a divine connection.
So this is Barry Bates from Coldwell Banker Realty. I'm here with Sharon, and we're going to talk a little bit about what her experience was like in her selling her home as well as purchasing a new home, all simultaneously, and both which closed on the same day. So Sharon, kind of tell us a little bit, like, where did this start for you?
So my next door neighbor is Barry's cousin. And she and I were outside talking one day, and I mentioned to her that our neighbor had listed their house. The house sold in 6 hours, and it sold for $20,000 more than what we thought it would sell for. So I thought I should sell my house, but I was just talking. And so his cousin said, well, here, I can have business cards for you. So take one of his cards. And I call him and we talk for a little bit, and he's walking me through the process, and he said, so when do you think you'll be selling? So I said, not soon, maybe a year from now. So fast forward to later on that week, I walk in the neighborhood. So I'm out walking in the neighborhood, and I took a few steps past my house, and I heard, you're gonna sell your house this year. And I just stopped, I stopped in my tracks. And so then I kept walking, and then I said, well, am I supposed to let Barry help me? And I heard, yes, I want to bless him. And so I was like, okay. So I text Barry. So we started working and talking about if I'm going to sell this house, then I need to buy another house. So not only did he help me sell my house, but he helped me buy another one as well.
And the thing that was really fun was we were in the car when we received your offer on your house, and we were going to look at 3 or 4 houses that day.
Yes.
And we were negotiating as we stopped. We would counter back, and then we would go to the next house. I remember one stop was 30 minutes away from the time, and so they had countered back to us by then. And so then we finally locked it up, and we were right down here and found your home. And we were like, yep, this is one. So
yeah, we're in Winton Woods now. I live just right down the street. So the house that I ended up buying, a condo, was just right down the street. And we just walked around, and my girlfriend said, yes, I think this is the one. And Barry said, let's talk about the pros, let's talk about the cons. And so he did. He pointed out the pros and cons. No pressure. It wasn't all roses, though. It was some roller coasters. I'll never forget the walkthrough. The realtor turned the water on, and water was leaking into the basement. So we called the person who they're contracted through, Coldwell Banker. Barry was like, you need to get over here. We're going to closing tomorrow at 11 a.m. So the guy got there. It was like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock when he got there. And he's working, and finally Barry was able to come. He sat with me until 1 o'clock, until the guy finished. Everything was fine. So we go to closing the next morning. We get there, and so I don't know how we all started talking. There were 5 of us in the room. All 5 of us attend Crossroads Church. All 5 of us.
that's the first time in 10 years I had ever had that happen.
So it was all meant to be. It was all meant to be. And it was a beautiful experience.
And Sharon was great too, because you were great with the communication. We always had that open line. If it was good news or something tough to have to swallow or something we had to overcome, and we always walked through, prayed over things, and followed what we were instructed to do, and it always worked out. It always worked out. And when things weren't supposed to be, they always showed themselves glaringly. So there was no misunderstanding. So big picture. People remember the big picture.
That's right.
It's about more than just the purchase or just the sale. Remember, there's a bigger picture, and you don't even see it right now. because you're in that early stage of just starting to step into it. Trust me, there's a bigger picture. If this doesn't let you know that there's a bigger picture, then I don't know, you may as well have these on because you're not paying attention. It's a big picture. It's a big picture thing, and you never know who you're going to bless or who you're going to help as you go through that process. It could be somebody on the other side of the table at the closing. It could be a vendor that comes out to help. There's just so many different interrelated pieces that connect.